We continue our coverage of the X-Files CCG Preservation Society's comprehensive fan-made expansion project, and the second of several 180 card sets was recently completed for entertainment purposes only. I'll be once again talking with the project's graphic designer, and we'll be revealing all the cards in this second expansion, and we'll discuss what you can expect to see in subsequent ones. Welcome everyone to the Alien Investigations channel. I'm Steven, and you're watching The Magic Bullet. Joining me again, all the way from France, is Guillaume, the graphic designer for the unofficial 112263 Season 5 expansion for the X-Files Collectible Card Game, codenamed Resist or Serve. Thanks for joining me, Guillaume. I'm very excited to see more new cards added to the X-Files CCG's universe of cards. Granted, these cards are entirely fan-made and not for profit. They've been given all the careful consideration and rigorous scrutiny as the commercially released cards, if not more so.
Absolutely. All of us worked really hard to make sure that these new cards are every bit as good as the commercially released ones.
Quick recap of what we discussed back in issue 3 of the Magic Bullet. This X-Files CCG expansion project began in 2022 when several avid fans of this beloved card game banded together to form a creative team now called the X-Files CCG Preservation Society, like on Facebook. And earlier this year, we completed an expansion using themes and elements derived from the show's 4th season. The Season 5 Second Edition expansion comprises 180 cards, including 5 promos, 2 of which feature alternate images of Agents Mulder and Scully with updated bios reflecting the life altering changes to their characters as a result of events within the 4th season. The expansion includes cards translating key story arcs from the season, such as Scully's terminal cancer and the terrifying gulag in which Mulder finds himself imprisoned in the thrilling two-parter Tunguska and Terma.
The second edition of the Season 4 expansion gave us the perfect opportunity to update the design of the cards with new graphics, like the Apollo 11 keychain and Mulder's business card. It also helped us establish that each expansion will feature a specific color for the background folder, which will match the colors of the respective DVD box sets. Recreating the back of the original cards was risky because it includes the X-Files logo, so we decided to create a new main image for each expansion and to use those images for the back of the cards.
That's right, and these cards were thoroughly playtested over a dozen times by our creative team and thoroughly reviewed to ensure the effects are mechanically sound. And because we're not the only game in town designing fan-made cards, we've taken the liberty of denoting our team's playtested, peer-reviewed cards with the X-Files CCG Preservation Society tag, which you'll find on the left side of each and every one of these cards.
The same meticulous process was applied to this latest expansion. Its code number is 112263, which represents the birthday for lone gunman character Byers, as revealed in the episode Unusual Suspects. And this expansion is codenamed Resist or Serve, one of the key themes and taglines of the show's 5th season.
Yes, and as you can see from the images, Byers is one of the 10 agents included in this set, along with Frohickey and Langley. That was one of the things I was eager to bring to this new expansion. Sure, we already had the 3 lone gunmen represented as events and witnesses, but given their character growth and increased popularity over the course of not only the X-Files series, but the Lone Gunman spinoff as well, making these beloved characters available as playable agents seemed like an absolute must. And Season 5 felt like the perfect time to do that in light of their origin episode, Unusual Suspects.
I agree. Like Dr. Charles Burke and Albert Hurstein, they make formidable independent agents. Whatever they lack in combat, they more than make up for in both game effect and investigative skills. The Lone Gunmen are beloved characters who, as you said, already have several cards based on them, so it was very challenging to properly translate them into agent cards.
Challenging to say the least. For one thing, the card titles needed to be distinct from the existing cards featuring them, but that proved to be the easiest hurdle. Those 3 agent cards went through so many revisions over the many months in which this expansion was playtested, and I really hope the majority of viewers and fans will agree that they are serviceable additions to the X-Files CCG universe. As for the adversaries, I was ecstatic to bring such menacing foes to card form, including the evil 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬, the vampiric Ronnie Strickland from the widely beloved episode Bad Blood, and the intangible 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 from Killswitch.
When it came time to work on Season 5, Chinga and Ronnie Strickland were the 2 villains that I most wanted to see in card form. Sometimes we really struggle to find the right image, but for Ronnie, there was no other choice than that shot of him with his glowing green eyes as he is about to bite Mulder.
Indeed. And then you have immeasurably powerful villains from season 5 like Aaron Starkey, the corporeal stand in for the Prince of Darkness himself. Believe me, I thought long and hard about how to translate Satan incarnate into card form. And of course, the only way to do that was to assign sixes to his combat and health values. 666, as we all know, is the number of the beast. With regards to the witnesses, I wanted to continue offering a variety of resource witnesses like I did with the Season 4 expansion, and I think players will be pleased with what this expansion has to offer. But moreover, one of the unique features of this season's witnesses are the ones like Marty Glenn and Father Gregory, with the undefined X cost that allows the witness to contribute the exact number needed for the team to meet the skill check. And I want to give credit to Nathan, a fixture of our creative team, for coming up with that idea. Guillaume, as I'm looking at these beautiful card templates appearing on screen, tell us about the graphics you chose for this expansion and how they differ from what we saw with the Season 4 Second Edition expansion.
Well, we want to make sure that every expansion looks distinct while keeping the same overall aesthetic. With every expansion, our goal is to find new graphics that fit within the universe of the show or that are specific to the season that we are working on. But it's also a matter of finding the right shot of the object that we want to use, or to be able to recreate them convincingly. For Season 5, I was lucky enough to find pictures of the incendiary stick that the alien rebels use in Patient X and the Red and the Black. Additionally, the postmodern Prometheus is one of my favorite episodes from this season, so the Great Mutator comic book seemed like the perfect fit for the equipment cards. I was able to recreate other graphics, like the FBI seminar leaflet seen in Detour, and the 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 Electronics Corp logo from Unusual Suspects. Finally, the Redux two-parter is a huge part of the season, and I was able to add the vial that contains the cure for Scully's cancer to include on the event cards.
And a fine job you did creating some of these graphics from scratch. Well done. I can't begin to articulate how happy I am with the look of these cards, the careful attention to detail, the fresh and contemporary veneer. If the X-Files CCG was alive and well today, this is exactly what I believe they would look like. Tell us, Guillaume, which, if any, of these graphics proved more challenging than others?
Well, definitely the vial holding the microchip implant. The steel vial itself was challenging because it was difficult to find the right scale. When you look at the episode, the vial is very small as it fits comfortably in the palm of Mulder's hand. But when I put it on the card, I was afraid that it would look too small compared to the pencil graphic that is usually present on the event cards. It also took me a long time to find the right place for the glass vial. It had to be visible, but not in a way that would obscure the rest of the card. And finally, the chip was challenging as well. I was unable to find a picture of the actual chip, so I used the picture of a rusty nail head instead.
Ingenious. Bravo on traversing those obstacles with your usual expediency and graceful skill. Now, with regards to this expansion's batch of multi site cards, I wanted to continue fulfilling the many, many gaps in the prerequisite question type combinations not found in any of the site cards from the 90s, as well as the unreleased Scully expansion, and even the Season 4 expansion. For example, the Cheney, Texas site derived from Bad Blood offers a choice of Occult Investigation 5 Plus or Subterfuge 5 Plus, a combination not previously provided. Side note, I couldn't help but include a site card for my alma mater, University of Bloomington, Indiana, as seen in the postmodern Prometheus.
Just like with the Season 4 expansion, I can't underscore how refreshing it is to have new locations to send the agents. I think you did an even better job of making sure that the Season 5 adversaries and witnesses were playable on the sites from their respective episodes.
Yes, I learned so much from the Season 4 expansion. Hell, it took me 2 attempts to get it right, but I took all the missteps from that set and improved upon it here. I don't think I could be happier with how this set came out.
As for the Season 5 events, we can't talk about them without mentioning the keyword expenditure cards, which I think are a perfect addition to any player's deck. I usually include an agent that can pay for certain cards, like Tom Colton or Nancy Spieler, and the keyword expenditure cards really give me more freedom to create my teams.
Yes, my idea for these 10 expenditure cards was rooted in those Premier Edition agents, as you said, Agents Colton and Spiller, but also Karen Kossoff, Mo Box, Agent Janice, Lieutenant Brian Tillman, and Agent Rich, who each come with a resource point that can be used once per turn to help pay for cards with certain keywords. This is a very useful game effect, and I wanted to find a way to further offer that advantage to teams that didn't include the aforementioned agents. I just mentioned keywords, so let's talk about those for a moment. Not only did I want to create all new keywords for this set, I also wanted to expand upon some of the ones established in the Season 4 expansion, like the afflicting cancer and abductee keywords, along with more keyword insanity cards. Traitor is another keyword that I previously established with one of the Season 4 Second Edition exclusive cards, Moral Quagmire, and I wanted to build upon that effect with this set's new batch of conspiracy cards.
Adding new keywords to the game can be tricky, but I think you've done a great job developing the new traitor and abductee keywords in this expansion. They really allow players to engineer new strategies for the conspiracy faction of the game.
Other bluffs in this set, like human encroachment and talismanic forces, better enable adversaries to attack opposing agents, while others, like shootout at the 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 and compliments of 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬, inflict minor damage, effectively chipping away at your opponent's team. One of this set's standout bluffs, Mad Scientist, wonderfully inducts the character of Dr. Polidori to the game in a manner that evokes the dealer's choice effect of no one so paranoid.
Several bluffs in this set have become staples in my decks. I especially like the BATF refuses to play ball and security checkpoint, which prevents certain agents from contributing to skill checks. My favorite would have to be Skyland Massacre. I think that card perfectly encapsulates the vibe of the fifth season while bringing together several themes and cards from this expansion.
In terms of the equipment cards, I hope to enhance their appeal with such additions as Subcutaneous Implant, Forward Looking Infrared, and the Monster Mask of Dracula worn by Mulder in the Pine Bluff variant. Players so frequently include equipment cards in their decks, and whenever they do, the cards are invariably sold for conspiracy points. Same goes for the half dozen combat cards that round out this set, in that I hope they better persuade players to include these less utilized card suits in their decks.
And like the Season 4 second edition expansion, this set has 5 promos, and I'm especially happy to see both Mulder and Scully's unique perspective of Sheriff Hartwell from Bad Blood. That was an ingenious idea.
Thanks. And well, I couldn't help myself. I used the words yeehaw as part of the bureau file numbers for the two Hartwell cards. You gotta love those finer details, am I right? So there you have it. The Season 5 expansion is yet another labor of love, and I hope fans watching will agree that it's an exceptional addition to this ongoing expansion project of ours.
I certainly think so. Everyone involved in this expansion did an amazing job, and you especially, since you started working on these cards a little over 3 years ago.
Thank you for saying so. And I want to reiterate for our viewers that the Season 5 expansion is one of many expansions that we at the X-Files CCG Preservation Society are developing. Now that we're looking this expansion in the rearview mirror, Guillaume, would you care to talk about what's next on the docket? What other expansions can fans expect to see from the X-Files CCG Preservation Society?
Well, now that we've completed Season 5, we intend to release 2 expansions next year. The first of which is a 45 card mini expansion that will be completed in May, one that will bring new X-File cards to the game along with a brand new checklist. And the second is another 180 card expansion derived from Season 6 that is slated for completion in November.
Excellent. And you'll be spearheading the Season 6 expansion. And if I may speak for others in our little community of fans when I say I cannot wait to see what you have in store for the game. And if you, those of you who are watching, are interested in seeing what's to come with these fan made cards, you can follow our updates both here and in our Discord community, which again, you can find the link to in the description below. And of course, there's our new Facebook group, the X-Files CCG Preservation Society. Follow us there as well. The link is also found in the description below. And if you have further inquiries about these cards, you can reach out to me at alieninvestigations19@gmail.com. Guillaume and I will be back with more updates and more awesome creations, so stay tuned, fellow agents. Investigate that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, tap that like button, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Guillaume, thanks so much for availing your time for this episode, and of course, for everything that you do to keep the awareness of this beloved game alive.
Well, I hope everyone enjoys this new expansion as much as we've enjoyed working on it. It's both a great addition to any collection and a great way to keep the game fresh, and I can't encourage people enough to give it a try.
Well said. And that's our show for today. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next exciting issue of the Magic Bullet.